I thought I would take a few pictures of it with the back off. Now I'm not going to bother to pull it away and actually do that, but I did keep some pictures of when I was working on it, so I'll just reference these. Here's that solid state amp I was talking about. It's got the two power transistors on this side and two more on the other side for the left and right channel. There was I wanted to think, I don't think it had a bad transistor, but the coupling caps into the transistors were definitely leaky, so I replaced those. I think I replaced one or two of the electrolytics, but not all of them. Some of them were tested perfectly fine. I left them alone. Got a nice big power transformer. I like that. Let's see here. You can see the drivers are forward mounted. This one does not use the horns like the Zenith, which is unfortunate. I prefer the horn style speakers for the high ends. They've got these little bitty tiny, like 3-inch, usually like maybe upwards of 3 of those little speakers all on the top here, all connected in series with a real simple crossover. It's not even a coil or inductor, it's just a simple capacitor that would only pass the higher frequencies. I don't really like that. You see this is the CTC-16. This uses the flybacks mounted here. This is the base of the high voltage rectifier. It literally plugs in, so what you do is you unscrew this screw right here and this whole thing lifts up and angles out, and then you can replace the high voltage rectifier. It just literally, the little tip of the rectifier plugs directly into the flyback. As I recall, this had the original flyback and it looked to be in pretty good shape. You can see me here, I'm testing the CRT. It's usually the very first thing I do would get a set if I haven't already had a chance to test before I buy it. But generally, my approach that a lot of people don't want you tearing apart their sets, so I just buy them cheap. Buy it cheap, and I'm not too worried. I think I paid $25 for this set, so it wasn't, there was no big deal. If the CRT was bad, I could always use it for parts. But fortunately, the CRT in this one was pretty good. I found a better CRT online from another forum member, which I actually put in this, which made it perfect. This CRT got used somewhere else. It was okay. It wasn't top of the line, but it was still pretty good. This is the convergence panel. These are the adjustments you do to converge a picture. The convergence on that set's pretty good. Over here, you can see this is the tube tuner I described before. It's got a gang tuner. It has one tuner. Is that a gang tuner? No, okay, I take that back. This big wheel here operates both the AM, the FM variable capacitors. It's got the tube chassis in there. I think I had to replace a few components in that. A few of the capacitors in that were bad, but it wasn't a big deal. Frankly, I don't recall what I did on these filter caps, if I had to replace them or not. Again, I'd say probably 80% of the time they're fine. So I generally will test them thoroughly. If they check out well, I leave them be. I haven't had a set go bad on me yet like that. I have quite a few, and frankly, once they get past the test, I've had one or two open up, but none short. I don't know if I'm just lucky, but that's just the way it is. So anyway, here's some of the lubricant I usually use to try to spray on. Remember I was saying about how to get those knobs off? It's usually a good idea to spray a little lubricant on there just before you start yanking knobs off if you don't want to tear up potentiometers, pull the shafts out. Here's a picture of the back. Nothing spectacular, except to note that it is one long piece. It's a very big back. Zeniths typically will have a break right here, so you can work on the radio side, work on the TV, and without having this monstrally long back. But that's no big deal. Here's a picture of Homer. Homer's a good subject. He tests color fringing well. In other words, sometimes he'll have a kind of a weird artifact that'll come on the right side of this color. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand why it happens, but I know it for some reason his color, his skin seems to do that. Here I am probably checking out convergence. It's not too bad. You can see I've got some issues over on this side. It also is a good example of the kind of cataract that's typical of these sets. This nastiness in here is the cataract. I think I might have a better pic. Oh, there's another. There I am checking out facial tones. Again, I'll get a close-up on that cataract. Here's As Got. I think this is when I first got the set. You can really see it's got the green face. Again, I prefer the gray faced, and I don't think that's colors from the. I don't think that's from the lens. I think that's more the color coming through from the CRT, but I don't know. So I may be wrong about that. I don't think I'd gotten to do too much work on this yet, but this top was pretty ratty looking. You can probably see it's kind of a weird looking discoloration in here. It took quite a bit of hand labor to clean this up. There's lots of munk and goo down right around in here. I just get down and scrape out. It was just like, it was gross, you know, disgusting really. I had to get on there and scrape that out with a flat piece of steel, being very careful not to scrape the metal or the paint. I mean, it was not coming off. Another close-up with the cataract. I don't know what I was trying to show there. This is an early shot, me first turning it on, getting it working. Another one here, I'm just fooling around, just playing with it. Trying to make sure the greens work. I'm always hung up on the greens. Here's another close-up of the radio compartment, which is kind of nice that it has a little space for the record. Sometimes on these combos they don't have any space for records. Not always, but sometimes. I don't know what I was taking a picture of there. Another close-up of the turntable, and I think this was actually the first turn on. You see I've got all the knobs pulled off over here. I probably have the since this is completely out, since there's no knobs here at all, my guess is I probably got the turner, the tuner and the controls, which come out as a unit, stashed on the back of the chassis. There's two screws. There's like a holding pattern where you can mount the tuner for easy work. It kind of mounts the tuner to the chassis so you can pull the whole thing out as a unit and actually operate it from the backside. Here are the knobs pulled off, and I've got the RCA service manual out here. I was probably checking things out. I got a scope. That's my scope. I don't know what I was doing on that. And I think that's it. Have I repeated? Yeah. Anyway, that's the gut side of the TV. Hope you enjoyed.